The system is just overwhelmed, and I just don't understand why people have to wait when the help is there.
Workers unemployed because of the coronavirus are frustrated and say they're not getting the help they need. New info today about when those benefit checks will arrive.
Price gouging complaints continue to pour into the Indiana Attorney General's office. I'm Kara Kenny. We talked to one person who filed a complaint and what you can do if you suspect you've been price gouged.
And not one, not two, but 3 IndyCar races now scheduled at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for this year. The new race just added today.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Thank you for joining us here at 5. I'm Amanda Starrentino at the WRTV studio.
I'm Mark Mullins coming to you from a temporary studio in my home as we continue to spread the important message of social distancing. We start here at 5 o'clock with the new coronavirus numbers from the State Health Department. 12 more deaths reported today, but that's half as many as reported on Friday, which was the highest one-day increase. That makes the statewide total of 139. 536 more Hoosiers tested positive for COVID-19. Marion County had the most new cases with 204, and 26,191 Hoosiers have been tested. That's an increase of about 3,500 from yesterday. The state also provides the ages of those who have died. Look at the ages of those who have passed away. Nearly 70% of deaths have occurred in people who are age 70 or older.
And there are still quite a few more men dying than women, more than 60% to about 40%. And looking globally, according to Johns Hopkins University, there are more than 1.3 million cases worldwide and more than 73,700 deaths. More than 10,300 of those are in the U.S. 19,000 Americans have recovered.
A new directive from the state's highest office regarding what is and what is not an essential business that will impact Hoosiers and their ability to work. And further restrictions will be put into place in the name of public health safety. RTV6's Cameron Riddle is live at the State House with more on what this means for you and the things you buy. Cameron.
Hey, good evening. The governor's executive order now makes some changes to who was allowed to be inside buildings that up until now were deemed essential businesses and pretty much had free reign to operate how they wanted. But that is now changing. Businesses like grocery stores, pharmacies, and some businesses in transportation, including gas stations, can still operate as normal while customers are allowed to go inside of those buildings, do their shopping as usual, and even pay for their goods, though many stores are already taking it upon themselves to limit how many people can go inside at a time. The new executive order now draws a more defined line on what is and is not an essential business by creating a second category of businesses that, while important and in many cases loved, is not a necessity to keep you alive.
So think about florists, bookstores, think about fabric stores, craft stores, beauty supply stores. These things are not necessities of life, but we've created a category that allows them to continue operating under new conditions and restrictions. Specifically, the inside of the store has to be closed to customers. Customers cannot come into the stores to transact business.
Now, if a business falls into that second category of businesses, they can still remain open by either doing curbside pickup deliveries or online sales. At the State House tonight, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers is focused on connecting you to jobs, and now we're helping workers navigate through these tough times. For those now unemployed because of COVID-19, an extra $600 a week will be coming your way thanks to the federal government. But as RTV6's Stephanie Wade found out, that money might not come for another 2 weeks.
Like many in the restaurant industry, Rhonda Wilson, who works at a local tavern in Lafayette, has now found herself without work until her boss says they're able to open their doors to customers once again. Wilson, like others, was excited when she heard unemployed workers across the country would be eligible for an extra $600 weekly compensation boost, detailed in the CARES Act. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, benefit payments were able to begin last week, but say it will vary state by state. Indiana's Department of Workforce Development announced today that benefit will start being paid out to workers April 20th.
You know, there's a lot of people that live paycheck to paycheck that are worse off than I am. And my son and his wife, they're not in food service, but they are not working. I know that they need that extra unemployment, and they're not getting it.
Employment experts tell us things are ever changing in Washington, D.C., and to have patience as the state figures out a plan in accordance with federal guidelines.
We have too much work to do, too many applications to process in this period of time. This was an avalanche.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Thank you, Stephanie. And people will receive retroactive payments back to their date of eligibility or the signing of the state agreement, whichever came later. The payment period is March 29th through July 31st.
Hoosiers by the thousands are counting on the state for a hand up to get through this pandemic. RTV6's Rafael Sanchez spoke with a couple overcoming several storms, COVID-19, unemployment, and tornado damage all in 1 week.
The tornado left behind significant damage throughout Christina Shipley's home in Newburgh.
You could hear everything hitting the roof, and you could hear things flying around.
This happened on Saturday, March the 28th. The day before, Christina, a nurse, was overcome by symptoms of COVID-19.
It's nothing like I've experienced, and even in my medical training, it's not playing by the rules, so that's really frustrating. And I'm an asthmatic, so I'm an at-risk person in the first place.
So while her home was battered by that tornado, she had to ride out the storm isolated from her fiancé, Ben Hendricks, who was down the hallway.
Couldn't hold his hand during the tornado.
Christina and Ben remain separated in their home. Both are now also weathering yet another storm, waiting for their individual unemployment claim to be processed.
I'd say get some more people that are able to answer the phones, communication with a live human being on the phones to walk you through, they can pull up your information and stuff like that and immediately address, add some comfort.
I would communicate better. I would write more. I would say, yes, we are overwhelmed right now, but something to comfort people more.
We also connected via FaceTime with Fred Payne, Commissioner of the Department of Workforce Development. It's the agency which oversees unemployment benefits statewide.
If they've provided us with all of the information that they need to provide us, that we will get back to them as quickly as possible. If they've not heard from us that there's a problem with their claim, they can assume that their claim is moving along the process as it should be.
Workforce Development is adding more people today to the claims process with the goal of getting those dollars into the hands of Hoosiers.
The normal process would be 21 days. We've been checking our system for the past 2 weeks, and the claims are getting through and being processed at that steady rate of speed.
While Christina and Ben wait on the process, they look forward to being in the same room, sharing in their love and laughter. It's what they like to do together.
And Rafael will have more stories from Hoosiers seeking benefits tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana here on RTV6. Today, the Department of Workforce Development added about 12 of the 77 new employees to help with the claims. We'll have much more on those jobs coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. And tomorrow, an additional 100 people from a third-party company will be handling unemployment calls.
And complaints keep pouring into the Indiana Attorney General's office about stores inflating prices during this pandemic. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been digging through those complaints and joins us now with what customers and businesses have to say about it.
The Attorney General's office has received more than 160 complaints about price gouging, from everything from hand sanitizer to paper towels. Almost all of them are still under review. Like many people, Allison Mendenhall has been searching for hand sanitizer. She bought some at this gas station, VP 51 on Franklin Road. She was shocked to see how much it cost, $7 for a tiny 2-ounce bottle. Typically, a bottle like this goes for less than $2. So Allison filed a complaint with the Indiana Attorney General's office alleging price gouging.
Such a shortage for food, for toilet paper, of course, for any kind of necessity that's really needed right now. And I mean, people are out there making their own masks because of the shortage. People are making their own hand sanitizer. My mother-in-law had to make her own because my father-in-law has an autoimmune disease. So, you know, we're all out there trying to make it the best we can. And the least thing we want to worry about is, places like that hiking the price up.
A gas station manager told us their wholesaler is charging them more and they're making their usual profit, not any additional profit. So we checked with SE Imports and Wholesale, who told us our supplier charged us more about a month ago than they usually did. Even these prices that we are purchasing for right now are much higher than what a traditional 2-ounce bottle used to cost us. You can file a price gouging complaint at indianaconsumer.com. Reporting in Indianapolis, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And you can read full statements from the gas station and wholesaler in this story on the RTV6 app and the indychannel.com.
The COVID-19 pandemic is changing the IndyCar schedule yet again, adding a third race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in October. We learned today the IndyCar Harvest GP will take place at IMS on Saturday, October 3rd. This is in addition to the rescheduled GMR Grand Prix on July 4th and the rescheduled Indy 500 on August 23rd. Sports Director Dave First spoke with IMS President Doug Bowles about today's big announcement.
And Speedway President Doug Bowles joins us from his home. Here's the good news, Doug. If you like IndyCar racing, fans have 3 shots now added at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, they do. So we just added another race at the end of the season, first weekend in October on Saturday, October 3rd. We're going to call it a Harvest GP, kind of a throwback to a race that took place in 1916 at the Speedway as part of our GT Challenge weekend. You know, with Detroit canceling, IndyCar was looking for a place to run an additional race, and Roger said, hey, how about running at the Speedway? And I said, absolutely, let's go do it. And that's so we announced that today. We're looking forward to it.
The bottom line is this: strange times call for strange measures, and we're certainly smack dab in the middle of this. And the Speedway, if they can help the IndyCar series in whatever way, they will.
Absolutely. And, you know, for us, we wanted to be helpful as Roger and Mark Miles and Jay Fry are really navigating the entire schedule for the NTT IndyCar season. We're an easy one to say, hey, we're open that day. We're running on the road course that day. Indianapolis loves hosting the IndyCar guys. Let's bring them on back.
Bottom line, the construction will continue at some point. I mean, even though there's nothing going on as the Speedway president, I would imagine there's a ton going on right now.
You know, it's really strange. We're a lot busier now than you would think. It's in fact, this entire weekend, we worked through the weekend to get the NTT IndyCar Series schedule done, make sure we fit in it okay. And we've got stuff going on at the Speedway. We're going to be ready for fans whenever we can open up, hopefully by a Big Machine Vodka 400 weekend in July.
Thanks, Doug. Be safe.
Thank you.
Still ahead here at 5 o'clock on RTV6, road construction doesn't stop in the coronavirus era. In fact, INDOT is trying to take advantage of it. The major closures that you need to know about.
Like with anything, something like this comes up, you have a lot of people jump on board that's never really disinfected anything.
We're working for you with what you need to check if you're looking for a professional cleaning service due to the coronavirus.
And feel the warmth. Temperatures, they're in the low 70s in Bloomington. Even warmer temperatures will slip into central Indiana during the week. We'll talk about when we may see some rain as well coming up.
Keller and Keller, right now.
Sections of a major portion of I-70 will be closed starting a week from today as INDOT takes advantage of the governor's stay-at-home order and less traffic. This impacts I-70 between the North Split and I-465 on the east side. INDOT and the contractor moved up the work before major events resume. Full interstate closures are being used for worker safety and reduced construction time. So here's exactly what's happening and when. I-70 eastbound from the North Split to I-465 will be closed starting a week from today for a full 30 days until May 13th. All lanes and ramps will be closed during that time. On April 23rd, I-70 westbound from I-465 to the North Split will also close for 30 days until May 23rd. So for part of that time, both sides of the interstate will be closed at the same time.
A local cleaning expert says that while more companies are popping up and claiming to rid your space of COVID-19, not everyone is legit. RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you to explain what to be on the lookout for.
So you get all these supposed cleaning experts come out of the woodwork when something like this happens.
Mike Adams is the president of Ameristore. He's been busy as of lately. Calls coming in left and right, asking him to bring his crew out to clean.
Everywhere from extremely large corporations down to just a small mom and pop. You know, I've got a small office. Can you clean it?
Whether it's because of someone in the building who has come in contact with the coronavirus or just to be on the safe side.
We've had companies literally shut their buildings down because of that. And we'll go in and clean it. I think it gives everybody peace of mind that they know that, okay, everything's disinfected.
His team uses personal protective equipment to disinfect touch points like doorknobs or even remote controls.
First off, I mean, the safety is the biggest key factor whenever you're dealing with something like this. You got to make sure all your people are protected before going into the situation.
He says it's not tough to get rid of it if you have the right supplies.
Coronavirus is on a list as far as ease of, I don't like to really say kill. You really don't kill the coronavirus, you deactivate it. Viruses aren't living, so you just deactivate them. But this is down on the easy level as far as if you can get to it.
So how does a person go about making sure they are calling the right person for the job?
Like with anything, something like this comes up, you have a lot of people jump on board that's never really disinfected anything.
Adams recommends checking to see if the company is certified for the job through the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
And before the COVID-19 pandemic, Ameristore spent a lot of their time handling sewage and mold cleanup. And they've been so busy disinfecting due to the coronavirus, they are considering expanding their business to include residential services. Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast, and a gorgeous day out there today, Kevin, but you are tracking the threat of storms that could be coming this week.
And I think we'll see a few opportunities, but lots of dry hours, Mark, and temperatures in the 70s. That's our view today with what do we call this? Our Skydrome 6? I'll combine all kinds of things. It's our airborne vehicle, and that's Pogue's Run there. Then looking west toward Indianapolis, that's sitting on the east side there. Okay, today we had a little humidity in the air. Could you feel that? That will be a building block for a few isolated thunderstorms in the northern portion of the state. Our spring warmth is returning. Temperatures will zoom close to the mid-70s tomorrow. Chance for thunderstorms as we get to Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and then again Wednesday night. Look at the temperatures next couple of days. The warmer it feels, though, through Wednesday, the colder it will feel on Thursday and Friday. Clouds are increasing in the western portion of the state. You can see that as far as any showers or isolated thunderstorms. I think the threat will stay draped across northern Illinois and northern Indiana, and that's through tomorrow morning as well. There's a view of some of the rays of sunshine coming through the cloud cover this afternoon. Temperature 64 in Tipton, 75 in Bedford, 72 in Bloomington. The 70s that sit in southwest Indiana today will be brought to your house tomorrow across central and northern portions of the state. Well, temperatures perfect for an evening walk. Gracie, how are you? Kathy Mason sent in a picture. What a beautiful lab. Temperatures will stay mild this evening and will stay dry as well. Tuesday, 1 a.m. So this is overnight tonight into the morning hours tomorrow. There are your isolated strong to severe storms around Chicago. That will move along the state line with Michigan. Could have an isolated stronger storm anywhere from Kokomo to Fort Wayne. That's in the early morning hours before sunrise. That will leave. Then we'll have dry weather for quite a while. There is that marginal or low risk. A few of those could be strong with damaging wind and large hail, the main threats. Up and away. Temperatures tomorrow well into the 70s for highs. Our thunderstorm chances will increase tomorrow night. A few of those could be on the strong to severe side as well. Right now, it looks to be a pencil thin line late tomorrow night into the overnight hours. Then we'll wait on one final push and chance for thunderstorms Wednesday night. Those thunderstorms open the door to the colder temperatures Thursday, 51. Frosty start potentially Friday and Saturday morning. Friday's our coolest day, though, at 48. Some showers possible on Easter Sunday.
Working together to get through these unprecedented events. Still ahead, the neighbors who woke up to some unexpected cheer.
Hoosiers only on RTV6.
Now, isn't this a nice way to start your day? Encouraging notes and smiley faces. People who live in the Lincolnwood neighborhood near Claremont on the far west side were greeted with notes and smiles written in colored chalk on their sidewalks and driveways.
I really appreciated that. Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm stuck. You can't go nowhere. You can't go to the gym. You can't go to the store. You can't go nowhere. Somebody got a good sense of humor. That's the best way I can put it. They got a good sense of humor, and they put it all down the street.
Dozens of driveways in the neighborhood had encouraging smiles and messages. We want to highlight people who are working together to help us get through this tough time. Email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. We're going to leave you with this live look outside from our IMS Pagoda Sky Cam, and you can see some beautiful clear skies out there. Hopefully you can enjoy some sunshine. We'll be back at 6.